Iranian officials spent weeks helping Hamas plan its attack on Israel, WSJ reports.
Here's a summary of the article.
Iranian security officials partnered with Hamas for weeks to plan this weekend's land, sea, and air strikes against Israel, which led to Israel's declaration of war against the Palestinian militant group. The Wall Street Journal reported that officials from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps have partnered with Hamas since August to prepare for the breach of Israel's borders. The outlet reported the two groups finalized the plan last Monday during a meeting in Beirut, according to officials from both Hamas and IRGC. While the US has not yet publicly confirmed that IRGC and Hamas planned the attacks together, CNN reported one official said, "Of course Iran is in the picture," adding that, "they've provided support for years to Hamas and Hezbollah." While Hamas fighters have made up the bulk of the attacks on Israel this weekend, Hezbollah fighters have reportedly been firing on Israeli forces since the escalation in the conflict began. At the same time, Hamas exchanged strikes with Israel over the Gaza Strip. There have been no widespread reports of involvement by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in this weekend's conflict in Israel outside of helping to plan the attack by Hamas forces. The last significant escalation in the long-simmering conflict between Israel and Hamas was in 2014, leaving 2,200 Gaza residents dead. Multiple human rights groups, both international and within Israel's borders, have described the system of government by Israel over those living in the West Bank as apartheid, saying the treatment of Palestinians increasingly resembles that of pre-1990s South Africa.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Life is hard enough. What the hell, man?
We can't have shit.
Brought to you by religion.
This is exactly how a bunch of smaller conflicts start melding into a world war.
Russia is fomenting a lot of this. Likely encouraged Hamas to act. Supporting coups in Africa. They need this to distract the West. Cause more refugees. Change the news cycle. The Russian hacker group Killnet that is state-affiliated announced they would attack Israel.
Lavrov and the Hamas leader before attack on Israel. To those doubting, think again. Source. Just Google Lavrov meets with Hamas. Seems like they got a long-standing solid relationship.
Russia supplied Syria and other Arab countries with weapons in the 1973 war. The US had to intervene and supply Israel with weapons to counter the attack. Without US help, the war was going badly. All this resulted in massive emigration, with some going to Israel. It's unclear how many Jews they killed by the war in Ukraine. There are about 45,000.
Iran felt compelled to issue a statement saying that whilst they completely applaud Hamas actions, they just wanted to emphasize they had absolutely nothing to do with it. Everyone's all gangsta until the USS Gerald Ford decides to come hang out next door.
Iran already emphasized they had nothing to do with drones attacking Ukrainian territory. All authoritarian regimes are the same. Their words cost nothing and should be ignored as noise so that people can focus on what is actually happening.
Iran sets up Hamas to get a hellish shitstorm retaliation, just for a chance to annoy Israel and the US, who currently has no Israeli diplomat because of that asshole Republican, Tommy Tuberville, and Hamas gladly accepts the consequences for everyone else.
I don't think it's about annoying. Israel and SA were on their way to sign a cooperation act, which Iran is considering a game changer for the region, so they want to prevent that. SA needs the optics of supporting Muslim Palestine, so they asked for some concessions to not be seen as siding with the enemy. This new escalation now makes that whole thing much more difficult and less likely to succeed.
It also puts Iran as useful and successful. SA fears Iran having a nuclear weapon and it was trying to strike a deal with Israel for protection. However, they were also considering an alliance with Iran that now seems more likely.
Iran wanted to topple SA royal family. No way they become an alliance.
Just feels more and more like the world is creeping towards a worldwide military conflict. Now Iran and Russia provide Hamas with military intelligence and support to conduct a mass terrorist attack on Israel, killing untold civilians and kidnapping citizens from multiple countries. The majority of Islamic world powers condemns Israel and say Israel deserves this. The U.S. redirects a carrier group towards the area to provide support to Israel.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.